Rice Krispy treats as much as I do. I made some cocoa Krispy treats. You can make these regular. I'm going to show you how. It's very simple. We're going to do this for the holidays because everybody likes them. Do you know when you go to this market, they're packaging them now where they're made with marshmallows, they're made with margarine and a little bit of sea salt, or excuse me, regular salt. These are made with almond butter, honey, sea salt, and gluten-free rice products, okay? These are amazing. So crunchy. Now, these I'm going to call the Cocoa Krispy Treats. You ready to see how they're done? Super easy. Get a nice creamy honey, preferably a raw honey. The thicker the honey, the better. This one is perfect. You see that? We're going to slightly melt it. Imagine that this is your butter. This is your margarine. This is your base. All right, it's also your sweetener. So when you heat honey, it loosens up a little bit. Okay, it's on very low. And then we're going to get a raw almond butter. Now, the raw almond butters always have a little bit of the oil on top. So the best thing to do is stir it up. Make sure you get in there and kind of break it up. Try to make it as creamy as you can. You can use the crunchy kind if you like. It will obviously just crunch inside your Rice Krispie treats. We're going to use almond butter instead of peanut butter because peanut butter is a little harder on the system and generally is a more fungal plant, whereas the almonds, especially the raw almond butter, has the same amount of protein and provides all the nutrients without any of the possible side effects of the peanut butter. If you're an absolute peanut butter fanatic, buy the organic kind, and you can make this with peanut butter as well. Okay, so I've kind of created a little creaminess in there, mixed it up, and we're going to use the entire jar, which is about 16 ounces of almond butter. There we go. Okay, you see how the honey's melting in there? Right there? We're going to mix this up. You can use a whisk if you like. Now we don't want to heat it too much because we're not trying to make this a cooked product. We just want to soften the honey a little bit. So let's turn the heat off. Get everything nice and mixed together. Get rid of any clumps that are in the almond butter because they will show up in the treats. Now, this is where you can make a Rice Krispie treat as is. You can now put the Krispies in here and form them into a pan. I've got a 9x9 here, I believe, or an 8x8. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in chocolate chips. Now, it is warm still, so the chocolate chips are going to melt. They're going to become part of the sauce. All right? If you don't want them to melt and you want them to be a chocolate chip product, then wait for it to cool slightly and then add the chocolate chips. There are 3 ways you can do this. You can make them plain without chocolate, you can make them chocolate chip, or you can make them Cocoa Krispy style, which is what I was showing you earlier. All right, so we start to melt. Okay, so here is our base. We're going to start adding some Rice Krispie treats. Now look at these, it's brown rice, gluten-free brown rice Krispies. You can get these at any health food store. There are several brands. You could probably even do this with like a quinoa puff or puffed amaranth. Anything that creates a puffy, crunchy consistency. But this is about as classic as it comes. Okay, we have it all mixed together. It's a little tough there. Then we're going to put it into a pan. No real need to grease it because they're going to come out after you cut them. Oh, look at that big chunk. We just need to stir a little more. All right, get it all in there. Boy, I sure wish this was a lot prettier than I'm making it look. But this is the real thing, girls and boys. There we go. All right, looks like I'm going to have to go in there and press it down a little bit. Probably could have used a bigger pan, but I like them to come out pretty thick. So press Just then we're going to let it sit and cool and cut it into big squares, or any shape you like, really. You know, you can put this on a flat cookie sheet, like a cake pan, and get cookie cutters out, and you can make pumpkins and bats and even Christmas trees if you want, stars and snowmen. You can do this however you like. It's always a favorite in every home. Rice Krispie treats have been around for a while, and they're always a sure thing. Okay, so here we have it. Our Rice Krispie treats, you see that? Nicely packed in there. Okay, we're gonna let these cool for just a moment, and then we're gonna cut into them. Okay, it's been cooling. It's still a little moist, but we can score it. We can definitely get in there and start making our cuts. Now, remember, this is not a raw product, but this is definitely a healthier version of a favorite. Always use dark chocolate at minimum, if not semi-sweet. The higher the chocolate content, the more natural it is, even if it's cooked. And eat this on occasion. This is a treat. Okay, that first one's always the toughest one to get out. Now, these are still just a little bit warm, but you get the idea. And there we have, aww. There we have our Rice Krispie treat. All right, plate these up. And enjoy your treats. It's really good.